The Moron Brothers.
Hello, Sam and Brenda Willis. Y'all, welcome to this get-together for them. 50 years they've been married. July 27th, 1968. The birthday's only 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. What did Brenda say?
Oh, I heard her talking. She said she didn't know what happiness was till she married Sam. Then it was too late.
Well, bless his heart, he's a preacher, and she worked at cafeteria for years there.
I heard that. You hear that story she told about that little boy? See, a little boy come in there one day and he loved apples. They had a big bowl of apples right there on the front. And she told the little boy, said, Lucas, just get one. God's watching. And the little boy gave him an apple, went on down on the end. He got down on the end, they had a great big bowl of cookies. He told his buddy, he said, get all these cookies you want. God's watching them apples.
I know Brenda told one on Sam years ago. He got a little bit long-winded in a sermon and said that something was wrong with him, like he was in a trance, and he just kept going. And well, it was going on up 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and people was wanting to leave, but they didn't want to walk out on Sam. And she said, I've got to do something to try to get him to break his concentration. So she throwed a hymn book right up through the middle of the church at him. Well, it fell short and hit a woman on the front row right in the back of the head and knocked her out on the floor. She run up there and said, ma'am, I'm so sorry. Are you all right? She looked up and said, hit me again. I still hear him a little bit. Yeah, he's Anyway, welcome to this get-together, and we hope that y'all have a good time. We've got several things we want to tell you, some love songs we want to do for you, and a story or two. I don't know about you, Sam, but my wife's going through mood swings. Brenda ever go through them mood swings? Boy, I tell you, Burley said to get her a ring. You could tell what mood she was in by the color of that ring. Well, I got her. It worked. I found one, and it was when it was green, she'd be in the sweetest mood there was. But also, if she's in a bad mood, it'd leave off a red spot right there you ever saw. He's coming out of the church the other day. My preacher asked me, he said, you always laughing and joking. Do you ever wake up grumpy? I said, Lord, no, I let her sleep till dinner time, she would.
What did you say about the contact lens? Said he went there all night and put his contact lens in a glass of water, set him there by the sink, went to bed. His wife, Jeannie, come through a few minutes later and took her pill, she drank it. He said she walked around over 2 days with 20/20 hindsight.
Oh, no. Well, let's do our love song for the Lovebirds. We wrote this song, played it on the Grand Ole Opry twice in one night. The first time and the last time, they ain't asked us to come back down there no more. But we want to send this specially out to you, Sam and Brenda Willis, on your 50th
anniversary.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Hold her close, Sam. You say that I don't love you, say my love's untrue. If I were a rich man, I'd prove my love for you. I'd buy for you a diamond ring, a new fur coat or two. And if my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. Buy you a big old Cadillac and a PT Cruiser too. I'd build for you a mansion up on some mountaintop. If my nose was only running money, but honey, it's not. It's the booger of a problem that I've got. Wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you.
If my nose was running money, we'd have anything we please. Anytime we needed cash, all I'd have to do is sneeze. We'd all be eating high on the hog, and the hog wouldn't be so lean. If my nose was running money, we'd be rolling in the green.
It's a booger of a problem that I've got. Wish my nose was running money, but it
Makes me want a piece of anniversary cake.
I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you.
If my nose was running money, we could eat out all the time. Fanciest restaurants in town where we'd go to dine. We could blow my nose, pay the check right before we'd leave. We'd give the waitress a great big tip, what I'd wiped on my sleeve. It's a
Booger of a problem that I've got. Wish my nose was running money, but it ain't. Everybody sing. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. There you go, Sam.
Yeah, that
Terrible thing too. What happened?
what?
They about 2 weeks ago, they sitting there watching TV, and the door busted open, and a guy run there. He had a knife that long, and he run over to her, and he throwed that knife up to her throat and said, "Tell me your name before I kill you." And she said, "Brenda." He jumped back and said, "Oh Lord, I can't kill you. That was my mama's name. I could never kill nobody with that name." He ran over to him, threw the knife up to his throat, and said, "Tell me your name before I kill you." He said, "My real name's Sam, but all my friends call me Brenda."
Well, you ought to heard what Sam was telling me. He said he didn't know what to do. Said that last year, I believe it was, on their anniversary, they went to the same place where they spent their honeymoon. Yeah, said.
Log cabin.
Yeah, said they was. Said they got ready to go to bed, and said Brenda leaned over. Sam said, about 10 years ago, said you'd be holding my hand. Sam said he reached over and grabbed her by the thumb. A few minutes later, she said, about 20 years ago, you'd be kissing me on the cheek anyway. Sam said, well, I wonder where this is going. I don't know. So I reached over and slobbered on her jaw there a little bit. She said, 30 years ago, Sam, you'd be gnawing on my neck. Sam said he got up, got out of the bed, and she's come in hollering and screaming, throwing a fit, and all he was doing was going to get in his teeth.
All right, then. Now what we got for Sam?
Well, what it was talking about the wife of mine there. The mood swings. Man, it got bad. I had to take her to the doctor. What happened was we was over at my friend's house. He had a coin collection. She carried a $50 right up in her face looking at it. Well, she got to coughing and carrying on, and that $50 flew in her mouth, and she swallowed that thing. I took her to the doctor. She passed a quarter, 2 dimes, and a nickel. The doc said she's going through the change. And what she said's going through the change. Ah, Lord. What about that, Sam?
Oh, hey, and there he went. He went over to preach that revival. Remember, they was talking about that revival. He went to preach over in that other town.
Yeah.
And he walked down the street, and a little boy standing on the corner. Sam said, "Look here, son," said, "you can tell me how to get to the post office?" The boy said, "Yes, sir. Just go down 2 blocks and turn left. You'll sit down yonder on the next corner." Little boy said, "Well, thank you." Sam said, "Thank you, son." Said, "You're an awful nice little boy." Said, "I'm preaching revival tonight over at the Christian church. Said, won't you bring your family and come over and listen to me preach? I'm going to be preaching on how to get to heaven." Little boy said, "No, I don't think so. You don't even know how to get to the post office."
Oh, man. Well, Brenda told me one day that he had a service there at a little old country church, and said it was hot. It'd been a long service, and two little boys was standing out there in the back waiting on their mom and daddy to come out. The service finally over with, and he was shaking people's hands as they was coming out the door, Sam was. Well, one little boy looked up on the wall and seen some plaques hanging up there, and told that other and said, "What in the world's them things, them plaques?" Sam overheard them. He leaned down and he straightened them out. He said, "Boys, them plaques are in memory of people that's died in the service." Little boy said, "The 9 o'clock service or the 11 o'clock service?"
Then he called, did you hear what he said? I don't believe I'd told this, Sam. He said a day he called Brenda on the cell phone. She was out there on that interstate. And he called her on the phone and said, "Lord, be careful out there on that interstate. They just give out on TV there is some food on the wrong side of the road going the wrong way on the interstate." And she said, "There's more than one. I done passed 100 of them myself."
Oh, Brenda. How about going about Uncle Ben?
All right, then.
You heard from him the other day, didn't you?
Uncle Ben called and said he'd been in the hospital.
Yeah.
You didn't know this, but he wrecked his. Our Uncle Ben is 86-year-old, and he drives an old pickup truck around, and he driving that truck here about 2 weeks ago. He had a wreck, and he broke his leg, broke his hip, dislocated his shoulders, and broke both his jaws, and they got his up there in the hospital, got his mouth wired.
Oh, Lord,
he couldn't talk. He couldn't do nothing. And I went up there to see him, and he'd been up there about a week, and he drinks 2 gallons of coffee every day. And he ain't been up there and he had no coffee. And the nurse come in and he said, "Hey, I want a cup of coffee." She said, "Do what?" He said, "I want a cup of coffee." She can't drink no coffee, your mouth wired shut. He said, "I gotta have some caffeine, I'm gonna go crazy." And she said, you can't drink no coffee, your mouth." He said, "Well, I gotta have some caffeine or I'm gonna go crazy." He just kept on. Finally, she said, "Well, I'll tell you what, if you think it would help you, I guess we could mix up a cup and give you an enema."
Oh, don't do that.
It's medical science.
I don't care. Don't be telling that.
He said, "I don't care what you do. I gotta have some caffeine. I'm gonna go crazy." Well, she left, come back. A few minutes, had this little tray of stuff. So I went out in the hall and I was standing out there listening, and I could hear him in there talking. Then a minute I heard Uncle Ben. He went, "Oh." She said, "Oh my, is it too hot?" He said, "No, it's too sweet."
Oh, Lord, that
All
one.
right then.
Anyway, this song's about something that happened to Uncle Ben. It was on one hot summer afternoon, man, we thought we had it made. We had our fill of a big country meal, we was napping around in the shade. Our Uncle Ben was a big fat man, soon he fell fast asleep. He snored and he wheezed and coughed and sneezed, swallowed his false teeth. Well, he jumped up, got blue in the face, so we knew there's something wrong. When he got bug-eyed, we all realized his false teeth was gone. Uncle Ben cried to Aunt Judy, "Lord, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna starve to death, but I'm afraid to eat, and if I could, well, I couldn't even chew. No, they're gonna have to cut me open, take me to old Doc Glass, and you ought to heard him holler when they charged $20 and just have to let him pass." Doctor said it was a sticky situation, didn't want to do an operation, said it could turn into constipation, complication no doubt. So he gave him a laxative to take, big old pills, pains and aches. Didn't know how long it'd take till he chewed the way out. Uncle Ben was ashamed to smile without his teeth, a little embarrassed, no doubt. He kept asking Aunt Judy what the doctor meant when they said they'll have to chew the way out. He didn't go to church with Aunt Judy very much, but now he felt like he needed to pray. So he got on his knee and asked the good Lord, please, let there be another way. Next morning, we thought we heard a wildcat scream, did us, did Uncle Ben. He broke and run to the outhouse crying, Lord, I've died again. Aunt Judy went to check on him, and they's gone for the longest while. When the door flew open, he said, fix me some breakfast. He's wearing a big old smile. Doc said it was a sticky situation, didn't want to do an operation. Said it could turn into constipation, complication no doubt. So he gave him a laxative tape, big old pills, pains and aches. Didn't know how long it'd take till it chewed the way out. Did a little bitty prayer from Uncle Ben, and things worked out in the end.
Woo-wee.
There you go. That'll make you want some cake and ice cream on your anniversary.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, Brenda, I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're not like old feller come up to us at the Bluegrass Festival down the Hyde in Kentucky one time. Me and the wife was kind of going at one another a little bit, and we was mainly picking on one another, and he just leaned over to me and he said, he was up in his 90s, I know he was. He said, how long you been married? I said, well, I've been married about 25 years, I guess. How about you? How long you been married? He said, oh, Lord, I've been married to the same old woman for 62 years. I don't even look when I cross the street no more. But I know y'all ain't like that. And all jokes aside, for a man and woman these days to stick it out together for 50 years, do everything right, raise a family. Kim and Emily and Jesse, y'all can learn from this, and all the 5 grandkids learn from them, because they didn't do it and they couldn't have done it without the good Lord being involved. And not only that, but when it's all said and done, this world is not your home. This is one of our favorite old gospel songs. Happy anniversary to y'all.
Yes,
God bless
happy
y'all.
anniversary. God bless you.
This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. My treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. They're all expecting me, that is one thing I know. My Savior pardoned me, so onward I go. I know He'll see me through, although I'm weak and poor. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Pick one, brother. We're gonna live eternally. Saints on every hand are shouting victory. Their songs of sweetest praise drift back from heaven's shore. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. No, I can't feel at home in this world anymore. God bless you.
Thank y'all. God bless you.